The Marshall Islands, officially known as the Republic of the Marshall Islands, RMI, is a small island country located in the central Pacific Ocean, situated near the equator. It consists of 29 coral atolls and 5 individual islands, making a total of 1,156 individual islands and islets spread out over an area of about 750,000 square miles, 1.94 million square kilometers, of ocean, although its total land area is only about 70 square miles, 181 square kilometers. The country lies halfway between Hawaii and Australia, forming part of the larger island group known as Micronesia. Geography and environment. The Marshall Islands are made up of 2 parallel chains of coral atolls and islands. Ratok chain, meaning sunrise eastern chain. Relic chain, meaning sunset western chain. These atolls and islands are formed from coral reefs that developed on top of submerged volcanoes, giving rise to low-lying landforms with white sandy beaches, lagoons, and coconut palms. The capital city is Majuro, located on the Majuro Atoll, which is the largest and most populous atoll in the country. Another significant location is the Kwajalein Atoll, which is one of the world's largest coral atolls and is used by the United States as a military base. The environment of the Marshall Islands is tropical, with high humidity, relatively stable warm temperatures year-round, averaging about 27 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit, and 2 main seasons, a dry season, December to April, and a wet season, May to November. The islands are vulnerable to rising sea levels, storm surges, and climate change due to their low elevation. History. The Marshall Islands have a deep and rich history dating back thousands of years when Micronesian navigators first settled the islands. These early settlers developed advanced canoe building and navigation skills, allowing them to travel between islands using stars, ocean swells, and bird flight paths. The first recorded European contact was in the 1520s by Spanish explorers. The islands were named after the British explorer John Marshall, who visited them in 1788. Throughout the 19th century, various foreign powers showed interest in the region, and by the late 1800s, the islands were part of the German Empire. After World War I, the Marshall Islands came under Japanese administration through a League of Nations mandate. During World War II, the islands became a significant battleground in the Pacific theater, especially the Battle of Kwajalein in 1944. After Japan's defeat, the islands came under United States control as part of the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands under the United Nations. From 1946 to 1958, the U.S. conducted 67 nuclear tests in the Marshall Islands, particularly on Bikini and Onutak atolls, which caused long-lasting environmental and health impacts. The most notable was the Castle Bravo test in 1954, one of the most powerful nuclear tests ever conducted by the U.S. In 1986, the Marshall Islands signed the Compact of Free Association, COFA, with the United States, gaining full independence while allowing the U.S. military strategic rights and providing financial assistance and visa-free access for Marshallates to live and work in the U.S. Government and politics. The Marshall Islands is a parliamentary republic with a mixed parliamentary presidential system. The head of state and government is the president, who is elected by the Nitijila, the country's unicameral parliament. The president appoints a cabinet of ministers from among the parliament members. The Nitijila consists of 33 members elected every 4 years. There is no formal political party system, although coalitions and informal alliances play a role in government formation. The judicial system is based on U.S. law and includes a Supreme Court and several lower courts. The country maintains diplomatic relations with numerous nations, and it is a member of the United Nations, Pacific Islands Forum, and other international organizations. Economy. The economy of the Marshall Islands is relatively small and heavily dependent on aid from the United States. Under the COFA agreement, the U.S. provides substantial financial assistance, which makes up a large portion of the country's GDP. Other key sectors include fishing, particularly tuna, which is sold to international markets. Agriculture, mainly subsistence farming of breadfruit, taro, pandanus, and coconut. Copper production, dried coconut kernels used to extract oil. Shipping and services, the Marshall Islands is known for its ship registry, being one of the largest in the world, often referred to as a flag of convenience for international vessels. Tourism exists but is relatively underdeveloped due to the island's remote location and limited infrastructure. Demographics and culture. The population of the Marshall Islands is about 60,000 people, the majority of whom are Marshallese, a Micronesian ethnic group. There is also a small number of residents of mixed or foreign ancestry, including Americans and Asians. Marshallese is the official language, along with English, which is widely spoken, especially in government and business. Traditional Marshallese culture emphasizes extended families and matrilineal clan structures, storytelling, music, and dance, especially stick dances, navigation and canoe-making skills, which are considered sacred traditions. Christianity, particularly Protestant denominations, is the dominant religion, introduced by missionaries in the 19th century. Education and health. Education is compulsory between the ages of 6 and 14. Schools are operated by the government, with some private and religious schools also functioning. There is one higher education institution, the College of the Marshall Islands, offering associate degrees and vocational programs. Healthcare services are provided by the Ministry of Health, with the main hospital located in Majuro. However, healthcare infrastructure is limited, and many serious medical cases are referred to facilities in Hawaii or other countries. Climate change and environmental challenges. One of the most pressing issues facing the Marshall Islands is climate change. With an average elevation of just 2 meters above sea level, the islands are among the most vulnerable countries in the world to rising seas, coastal erosion, and increasing storm intensity. In recent years, leaders from the Marshall Islands have been at the forefront of international climate advocacy. They have called on wealthy nations to take responsibility for emissions and help fund climate adaptation and resilience for vulnerable island states. Many Marshallese have already begun relocating to the U.S., especially to places like Arkansas and Hawaii, due to environmental degradation and limited opportunities at home. Conclusion. The Marshall Islands is a unique and culturally rich island nation with a complex history and a close relationship with the United States. Despite its small size and geographical isolation, the country plays an outsized role in international discussions on nuclear legacy and climate change. Its people, traditions, and stories continue to shape the Pacific narrative in a world where island nations face mounting existential threats.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.